Alrighty, welcome back everybody to Secrets of Sarmanath. Had a little break there. So, let's jump back into it. You guys have just had your short rest inside the bottom kind of prison of the tower. And you were wanted to stop by the room of alchemy that you had opened up before we left this area for good. So, what is the plan as you return to this?
There weren't any other sane, intelligent prisoners in there, right?
No. They seem to be bordering on the edge of insanity at the very...
One thing I want to... Actually, before we leave, one thing I want to ask Lud is, were you aging while you were in these cells?
Yes!
Okay, I wasn't sure if you started really old, or if you got really old in the cell.
I started as a little baby. And then... It was a long time ago, and tall town, and he'll just start rambling about his life.
He hasn't had anyone to talk to for a very long time, so
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't like a imprisoned forever deal, because then I might have started putting some of the prisoners out of their misery.
Such a promising start to his adventuring career. He hit level 5 or 6 or whatever level he is, and then
This is one of my favorite explanations for why an obscenely old person is so low level. I was in a prison cell for 40 years.
I spent 70 years locked up in that tower. That's why I'm only level 1. First dungeon I delved got captured by kobolds. Been there ever since. I know the shit out of magic missile, though.
Never had that as an old... You never played that old wizard? I've definitely played that.
No, I've done it. It's just like, you usually have to be like, why are you only level 1 at 92? And it's
it's there's a certain level of preposterousness to it.
Yeah.
Goric is only level whatever he is because he wasn't an adventurer until after he died. He became a cleric after dying.
I mean, it works for you, though, because you're also, you're brought back. Whatever. Anyways, moving on with the game.
Chandler would go up to Lud and ask him if he'd like to get back at these foxes.
Boy, I would.
The best way to do so would be to take their knowledge. I think that's what they really don't like when people do that.
Question, Greg.
Yes.
As they're having this conversation, are we able to talk in this alchemy room?
You're able to talk anytime you want.
Oh, wait. Yeah, are we... Because we knew when we could start making noises, right? Are we supposed to go back to silence?
When you talk down here, you do not get shushed telepathically.
Okay. That was my question. I assumed that we were only able to talk in the cell area, but if they start talking here and there's no telepathic shushing, maybe apparently we can talk here. Well, that would have been nice to know.
Yeah, maybe we made things harder on ourselves with that silence.
I'm sure we probably did.
I mean, honestly, I have a feeling that we're going to be, fighting through swarms of foxes to get out of this tower either way, but...
It's a pity I don't think we'll ever be allowed to come back. Well, unless maybe we somehow... Maybe if we go back to our room and we pretend that we never left and we dispose of the necromancer, then they'll just blame him. They'll just blame him for everything, and we can move along. We'll have to hide Algernon somehow.
Algernon's a problem. Well, maybe Lud can escape with Algernon, and then we can go back to our rooms.
I think we're gonna need to fight our way out.
I don't want to be polymorphed. I don't think that sounds uncomfortable. I've never tried it.
Well, no, maybe you can escape with Lud, and then we can go back to our room and pretend nothing happened, and that you guys just jailbroke on your own.
He kind of looks at Lud. He's like, "Do you know how crazy he is?"
You and me, we can ride the hills away while they go back up to the rooms.
I think I want to stay with my friends. Thank you very much.
Okay, I guess we'll fight our way out.
Why didn't you talk to me all these years in your cell over there?
We talked. You talked. You never stopped talking. What are you talking about? Ever since I came in, I feel like I know your whole life story now.
And
yes.
See, this is what I mean.
Chandler will ask Lud to take some of these alchemical papers for him.
He starts just weeping papers.
He's dumping alchemy into the...
I wanna check out these alchemical boxes and see what's inside.
I didn't even know we had a magic bag of holding. About to take everything.
Oh yeah.
The bag of holding just is getting like dumped full of alchemical lore. Algernon looks at it all like, oh yeah, that could be useful. I could use that. You go to look at these boxes. Algernon kind of steps up. He says, if I remember correctly, I think these might contain stones. The Philosopher's Stones. I think there were 4 of them made. 4 boxes. Seems about right.
What? I'm gonna flip open one of these boxes.
Unlimited power.
Yeah, I'm gonna see what's inside one of these boxes.
The first box you open is empty inside.
Okay.
And Algernon looks at it and he goes, oh, well, maybe I was wrong.
I looked out.
I'm gonna check a second box and see what's inside.
The second box, sure enough, holds a ruddy red stone, much like the stone that you know to be a Philosopher's Stone that Gorik has.
Another one.
I don't know if Quartz even knows about that, but Quartz is gonna pick up the stone and say, huh, this is a very extraordinary thing to be keeping in a storage room so casually.
What on... why do so many people have these things? People shouldn't have these things.
Well, he said there were only 4 ever, right?
This is the third I've seen.
Maybe you're just running into all the people who happen to have them.
He nods his head and says, yeah, I think that's right. According to what I've read, 4 were made before the knowledge was lost to kind of time.
But they were all of them deceived, for a 5th stone was made. One philosopher to rule them all.
Yeah, Quartz will throw that stone into his pocket.
Okay.
So we have the key ring now. What are some of the labels on any of these other rooms?
They're all kind of like pictures, like they're symbology and images.
Are there anything that look like sorceress or wizardly magic sort of symbols?
Hard to say. The alchemical symbol was probably the most obvious to you because you have been familiarizing yourself with alchemical.
There's no like staff or anything on any of these?
No. There's a door that is engraved with black bones kind of woven together. There is a door that is marked with a cradle of some kind on it. There is a door that has like a horned visage of something awful on it. There is a door that is like a large kind of flowering tree. There many of them, all kind of similar to this. The only one that has words on it is a simple carved door that says, "Do not open amongst the company of the sighted."
Okay. I want to check out one. You said there were like bones on one of them?
Yes.
Quartz is in need of new bones for his omen readings, so he's gonna take a look inside.
Pretty early on when we get into the alchemy room, we're out of the prison and we're in the alchemy room and we're out of sight before we get too far ahead. Gorik is gonna turn to Algernon and be like, "Are you all right?"
Yes, I think so.
What did you do to get them to take you prisoner down there? Because we were kind of dicks and they just crossed their arms and got annoyed with us. Like, and when we talked about going to you, they said they would just kick us. Well, they didn't say. It was implied they would just kick us out of the tower.
I'm not certain. I asked for all of their information on alchemy. I took extensive notes. There was one book that was particularly helpful, and so I copied it in my bag, just word for word, so that I could reference it later.
Yes, the terms and conditions did explicitly prohibit copying. You have to use shorthand or plagiarism. They're very anti-plagiarism.
Oh, I wish.
Did you not read the terms and conditions of the library before you started using it?
No, I did not realize terms and conditions were a thing.
Well, you know you have to sign up when you get your library card. You have to sign the terms and conditions for your card.
You were much more thorough than I, it seems.
Nobody reads those things.
I agree with Lud. As someone who's worked in the library in Sarmanath, no one reads our terms and conditions.
Gorik looks at the 2 people. Say the 2 people who were locked in a cell next to a screaming pit of horror.
I don't know. I attempted to leave, and they grabbed me and dragged me down here and threw me next to this madman and near the pit. I don't know how long I've been here. Forever, it seems. too long.
Is there a fourth box with a possible Philosopher's Stone in it?
There were 4 boxes on the table. One is empty. One has been emptied by quartz. One is made of seeming mercury, and the other is still closed.
I'll open up the other closed one.
It too lies empty.
There might be one in the mercury box. I guess you.
I don't want to touch the mercury box.
You could reach your hand inside and see if there's something in there. Maybe you could use some sort of fold to make it solid, and then open it.
Chandler doesn't need a sorcerer or Philosopher's Stone of his own. He doesn't feel trustworthy with the power, so.
I don't know how this thing works. It looks cool, though.
I can explain it to you.
Cool.
You want to try? You could try your mage hand. You could see if your mage hand could take the mercury.
Should we empty the? I feel
I'll
like.
mage hand it.
Huh?
Sorry. I'll mage hand it.
Mage
Should we-
hand the
wait.
what?
Mercury.
Oh.
See if there's a stone inside of it. That
You
it can
attempt to
grab.
reach into the mercury. Please give me an Arcana check as your hand touches the mercury.
Okay.
You know that mercury poisoning transfers through spectral hands.
No, it does. You feel your
in Greg's game, I wouldn't be surprised.
your hold over the magic of your hand begin to slip as it touches the mercurial like kind of box. But you manage to focus down on the hand, and it draws out from it a similar stone to the ones that are held by Goric and Quartz. But this one beats a deep, dark black.
Nope.
And
Nope. Put that one back in,
heavier.
please. Don't like that. Don't like that at all. Can you put that back in, Lud?
I could identify it.
Nope. No, I don't want that out here. I think there's a reason it was in the mercury box. Can you put it back in?
I'll look through the others.
I think we need to take it. I don't
Nope.
trust these
No.
boxes.
It's been down here for how many years?
I'll look at the dwarf.
It's beating black? That seems
Chandler,
like a bad
Quark,
idea.
With all of these papers, 3 stones, think of the alchemical advancements you could make.
From what my experience with the stone is, it's more just super OP. So,
Could we put the probably tainted Philosopher's Stone back in the mercury box, please?
I think maybe we should try and probably destroy the probably tainted stone.
Well, I think it's doing just fine in the mercury box. Like, it's been sitting in the mercury box for many, many, many years. I think it was fine until we came here and pulled it out of the mercury box. And maybe we should put it back into the mercury box so that it's not a problem
What do
anymore.
you know, Quartz? You're only 15.
I'm 12, idiot.
Hush now, child. The adults are talking.
Are you even a wizard?
No, I'm a sorcerer.
That's right. He'll put the stone on the ground.
Okay, your mage hand places the stone on the ground at your feet.
Can I start identifying it?
Sure, you can indeed.
I will ritually cast
All
identify.
right, we haven't yet really seen you cast magic. What is it like when you cast this identification ritual? What do you do as you cast this spell?
So he's going to reach into his bag and produce a bit of chalk and a small little bit like a metal dish, and it has like some powders in it, various components, and then he's going to draw kind of like a circular symbol on the ground around this black stone, and just kind of go through the process of like closing his eyes and start being loony.
What do the skeletons do while he's doing this? Are they just like standing around?
They stand like at attention, like as if they were soldiers waiting for a command.
Goric like just every now and then just gives them stank eye. Like
All right. After your 10 minutes of ritual has passed, Lud, you identify this dark black stone as the Absolution Stone. The Absolution Stone is the opposite of the Philosopher's Stone, radiating like the exact opposite energy of it.
Okay. This is the absolution stone.
So
I think
what
we
is,
need it.
does it cast like anti-bones of the earth and and deanimate objects and limited flame and inflict wounds and unfabricate?
Can it destroy a philosopher's stone? What is an absolution stone?
It's a good question.
Can I roll a history check?
Yes. Please do.
Does he have disadvantage on history because he's missed most of it?
He's also older than all of you, so maybe he
That's
should have
not
advantage.
true.
Very old.
You and him are going to be very close in age, probably.
Well, he's human, right?
Yes,
How-
but he's
how old
also
are you?
been in the Scrivener's Tower.
Where you age slower.
With an 11 on history, though, you are uncertain about the Absolution Stone's history. You know that it is something very powerful in the science of alchemy, and it is the opposite in nature to the Philosopher's Stone. And beyond that, you know very little about it.
So the philosopher's stone is a universal creator, right? Sort of. That's the impression I get.
It's a good way of thinking of it, yeah.
So then the absolution stone would be a universal destroyer, like it would just destroy things. It's like antimatter.
Seems like a pretty good reading.
Bud, do you want to try touching it with your finger and see if you break?
Rose looks at Lud, and Algernon looks at Nud, and they just grow concerned. They're just like...
He'll go stand beside Janlar. What do you think?
I still
Have
think
I
we should
come
put it back
across
in the box.
the absolutionist stone in my readings at all?
No.
No. I think this has been lost for humanity for a long time. I think it's only right to bring it back.
Why?
So we can
Genlar
learn from
doesn't
it.
have the greatest history of judgments regarding dangerous artifacts, it has to be said.
I was the one that wanted to destroy the original stone and didn't want to give it away to the collector.
No, that's true. I'm also thinking about the book.
It was a magic spell book. I was in need of spells. Look, now that I have this spell book, I would shun away such a magic spell book now.
I'm sure you would.
No, the stone. The stone, however, I haven't even come across the stone. Think of the alchemical knowledge that we have, and we still haven't come across it.
I don't think we have any actual alchemical knowledge. I think we've been exposed to alchemical knowledge and managed to avoid getting any of it on us.
Greg, are there any?
I looked at algebra. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Are there any like jars or containers, like glass containers, in this room?
Yes, so the shelves behind the boxes don't contain books and scrolls, like the shelves on either wall. They contain instruments of alchemy, accoutrement, beakers, levels.
Okay. I'm gonna try. Are there any like other sources of mercury in this room?
You look to Algernon, and he kind of nods his head, and he points out some of the vials and some of the instruments that hold mercury behind the wall.
I'm looking for like a sealable glass container that's also wide enough to hold this absolution stone, and I'm gonna have Algernon pour the mercury into it, and then I'll have either Janlar or Lud mage hand it into the jar so that I can seal it off.
Okay, all right. Algernon nods his head. This seems like a reasonable plan to me. And he takes the items down from the shelf and carefully handles the mercury, pouring it into the glass container, carefully coating the sides of it on the way through. It takes a bit, but you fill up a pretty wide glass container full of mercury. Actually, not full. He leaves because he's smart. He knows that the volume of the stone will cause it to increase, and so he leaves some space.
He learned his Archimedes principle.
Yes, he learned his Archimedes principle.
Yes. All right. So I'll seal it off, and then I'm going to look for something that I can like pat it with as well, like swaddle it in some cloth so it doesn't like shatter if it gets shaken around a lot. And then I'll throw that in my backpack.
Excellent.
Okay. I need you to...
You don't understand.
So you place it... You have the Philosopher's Stone in your bag as well, right?
No, I have that in my robe, like in my robe pocket. It's not in the same container.
Okay.
Because I'm expecting that we might need the Philosopher's Stone to fight our way out of here, so I have that ready to like grab at a moment's notice. That's the main reason I took it.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. You pat it away into your bag, and you have this absolution stone in a glass case full of mercury in your bag.
This should work for now, but we should find something more sealable once we get out of here. The only reason I really want to take it is maybe it could help us destroy the Silver Lord.
Ah, yes. It could help us with many things.
Or maybe we should just destroy it.
Possibly
But
one of them.
You should take it from the foxes.
I agree. We should definitely take it from these foxes.
anyways, I'm gonna go over and unlock this door with the bones on it because I need some new reading bones.
Okay, you fingered through the keys that you've stolen and unlock the door with the interwoven black bones. As you do so, you open up a door, and foul-smelling and putrid wind just kind of pours out into the hallway.
Did they not cure this?
Huh?
That's just Quartz's commentary.
Oh, okay. Just leaving you all kind of chilled and feeling uneasy. As you swing the door open, there are some small books on either side, but what lies in the center of the room, underneath a glass dome, is a kind of bramble nest of black bones, clearly appearing to be animal or humanoid bones in nature. Perhaps from a creature you would recognize, perhaps not, but they are
so
deep,
the
dark
putrid
black.
smell is just coming from these bones? Like there's no rotting carcasses in here or anything?
You look and you don't see any rotting carcasses, no.
Okay. I don't like this. I'm gonna shut that door.
Okay, and the door is shut behind you.
I was hoping there'd be some nice jeweled bones or something in there, but nope. No. I think I'll not touch the putrid black
Quartz
bones.
changes his mind rapidly and locks the door back behind him. Okay.
I think it's time we leave. We don't have that much longer before they'll
Probably.
come.
Do you know how to use this Philosopher's Stone? We might need it to get out of here.
Yeah, I've learned a good amount, and between me and Gorik, we can definitely explain it to him. Gorik has one, so.
So I put it all in Discord once already.
Okay. Was it in the public? I thought you DM'd it to
It's
him.
been very buried, so here we go. So for the Philosopher's Stone, it expends charges each time you use it. When you spend the charges, you can choose an amount to spend, and the effects that you get are different things. So you can use the stone to cast spells. The spells available through the stone do not need to be memorized or affect your spell slots in any way other than they consume charges of the stone. So those spells are Bones of Earth, that requires 6 charges, Clone, which requires 20 charges, Animate Objects, which requires 5 charges, Continual Flame, which requires 2 charges, Cure Wounds requires 2 charges, Fabricate requires 4 charges, Fireball requires 6 charges, Firestorm requires 14 charges. Greater Restoration requires 7 charges. Move Earth 6. Scorching Ray 3. Shatter 3. Stone Shape 4. And True Seeing 10. Other effects of the stone include non-equivalent exchange. By expending 1 charge of the stone per spell component you wish to ignore, you may cast any spell that you know without the prerequisite components, even if they have a monetary value associated with them. You can also use the stone for regenerative purposes. When you cast Cure Wounds using the stone, you can spend additional charges to cast it at higher levels. 2 charges are spent per level up cast, so if you wanted to cast Cure Wounds at level 9, you could do 18 charges. With the power of the stone, you can spend charges to increase it beyond normal means of spell casting. So if you want to cast a 10th level Cure Wounds spell, you just have to spend the appropriate charges.
Okay, and is there any indication of how many charges are in the stone and whether or not it recharges on its own?
You are unfamiliar with the way to recharge the stone.
Okay.
That was the thing Gorik and Janlar were unable to find. And you do not know how many charges the stone has. The last effect you can have with the Philosopher's Stone are amplified spells. So you can spend 1 charge per every 5 feet you wish to expand the area of effect of any spell. So if you want to make your fireball bigger, you can spend a charge to increase it by 5 feet. If you want to take a single target spell and create an area of effect, you can create charges. You can use charges to increase it to an area of effect.
Can that be used for non-expected dimensions? Like, could I use that to make a lightning bolt wider?
Yes.
Ooh.
Any dimension. Any dimension expanded in 5 feet is a charge. So if you wanted to make a cone out of a lightning bolt, you would probably need lots of charges to make it wider and taller.
Okay, so, but it would be, wait, so every dimension expanded, so it'd be 1 charge to make my lightning bolt 10 feet wide, or is it charge per 5 feet that it goes forward as well?
Every charge per 5 feet that you change. So if your lightning bolt is normally a line of 100 feet, and it is a single line,
then it would be a bunch of
a
charges.
5 foot wide line.
It'd be 20 charges.
It would just be a single change in width. So it'd be 5 feet, it'd be 1 charge.
Oh, really? So if I wanted to make lightning bolt is 5 feet normally.
Line. So if your lightning bolt is a 5 foot wide line, and you want to make it 10, you spend a charge to make it 10.
Oh, okay. That's
if you want to make it a taller one or wider, you spend more.
Okay, that's really useful. Wow.
Yes.
Okay, I thought it was going to be like per 5 feet that you wanted to widen, you would spend a charge, which would be much more.
That's exactly what it is, right? So if you have a 5 foot wide,
I meant
you want to make it 10 feet wide.
If it's 30 by 5 and you want to extend it to 30
by 10, it would still be 1 charge.
It would be 1 charge.
Okay,
yes.
that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's
cool. I'm a little bit shocked by how powerful this is.
It is the Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, yeah. Did Greg send you what the Philosopher's Stone does?
He read off some of the powers to me.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
I mean, to be fair, we do also have like a +8 magic mace with true scenes.
Yeah, I was saying in the Discord last night, I was like, because when he was telling Matt how to make his character, I'm like, he's like, pick an uncommon magic item. And because I was gone for the episode that you guys all picked your uncommon magic items for, I didn't get to do that. And I'm like, I like that I'm literally the only person in the party who doesn't get to pick an uncommon magic item for themselves. But I have the Philosopher's Stone, which is pretty OP. And now today's episode, Greg's like, everyone gets Philosopher's Stone.
You get a stone. You get
Mike still doesn't get an
Absolution
uncommon
Stone.
magic item. Yeah. No magic item for you. You can have the quarterstaff, though. That's fine.
I mean, that's a pretty cool staff, to be honest. Do you have to be underwater for the quarterstaff to work?
I don't think so.
That's a great staff, actually.
I don't. It didn't say that in the description.
Anyways, that's pretty useful. We might actually be able to fight our way out of here with that.
Haven't you seen Gork use his?
He used it once, as far as I can remember, to do Bones of Earth.
I've used Bones of the Earth with it, and I also used it to do...
I feel like we would have been talking about this stone too commonly for you to not know we have one.
Maybe.
I feel like me and Gork have, like...
Makes sense.
I don't remember when exactly you came with us first.
I've used the non-equivalent exchange feature a couple of times, but I've used Bones of the Earth out of it once, but I don't think I've cast any of the other spells out of it. I joked about casting Clone with it once and then making a super young body for Goric and be like, yeah, I've gone from being 378 to being 40.
Wonder where the 4th stone is, or if they made.
The collector has it, doesn't he?
He has one. You have one.
Perhaps this absolutionist stone is a corrupted philosopher's stone, or the philosopher's stone is a crafting ingredient, like in Minecraft, and you have to use it and upgrade it.
Perhaps.
Minecraft is a game the dwarves play, by the way.
Sounds like one.
Yeah.
Shall we get out of here?
Yeah, let's roll out.
It's based off a very racially insensitive game called Dwarf Fortress that humans play sometimes.
All right, so you begin making your way out of the restricted area of the tower, and you climb back to the very beginning where the first door was.
As we're going up, I warn Lud not to make any noise once we get up to the.
All of his skeletons are like.
I'll ask Lud. Your bag is magical, yes?
Yes.
Do you want to make yourself of some use to the god of death instead of flaunting his name at every turn?
I think that's very insulting, sir.
Yeah, well, I look at the skeletons and I look back at you and I go, it's kind of mutual.
Get to the point.
I could use your bag. Not long term, but at least kind of short term. I have some things I'd like to carry, but I definitely don't have room for them.
He whips out the bag and opens it. No questions asked.
Greg, can I lead the party back to the Chamber of Ungral that we were in earlier?
You could. You have a bunch of keys now.
All right, I want to try and do that. I'm going to take every fucking Book of the Dead that they have.
Okay.
Yes.
You
Chandler's
have
about
to.
this.
You have to leave the.
We're definitely down beneath it right now, though, right?
Yeah, you have to leave the area you're in back into that primary.
Go back into the normal
antechamber,
tower and then.
and then go back down to the other
Yeah.
side.
Yeah, that's what Gorik would like to do that if we get the opportunity.
Okay.
I want to complete our records of the dead.
Okay.
And at this point, it sounds like stealing books just gets you thrown in the dungeon that we're already escaping and probably destined for if we get caught anyway. So
Exactly. Yeah.
what's
Yeah,
literally the
I-
worst that could happen?
I did.
Anything,
I am stealing some omen reading books. So
Yeah,
Okay.
anything I could take off the walls is coming with me.
actually, in that vein, maybe I should pass my omen reading books into this bag of holding that Lud has.
Yeah, Janlar will definitely. Janlar is without any question, just dumping shit in
The
it.
wizard's
Yeah.
wizard's book bag of
Oh,
holding.
yeah, dude.
So like the omen reading books are going in there, all the alchemy notes are going in there. It's just full of papers at this
Yeah.
point.
Like any true wizard satchel would be.
Yeah,
There's some discarded skeletons that I've taken out.
but they're buried under paper. I love the idea of a wizard getting a bag of holding and being like, think of all the research I could carry in.
Yeah. It's like a modern day researcher with like an iPad. They're like, this is so much better than having all of these books in hard copy.
All right. So, you open the final door again that was blocked by a candle. And as you do so, the eerie quietness of the tower once again settles upon you.
Does Rose have the ability to cast Pass Without a Trace again?
Yeah, I believe so. She's only cast like 2 spells this day. So she quietly taps her staff upon the ground, and Pass Without Trace is cast once more.
All right, so Gorik will like just motion for people to follow him, and he'll try and get back to that other hall that led down.
All right. You make your way out of this area into the antechamber, and as you close the doors and look up and out into the hall, you see that up in the tower proper, all the floors above you, you just see these fox-like creatures kind of looking down at you. As the doors close behind you, you can just see their eyes all staring down from the different levels.
Quartz is going to scream as loud as he can, and then I think we're gonna run.
Okay, you scream as loud as you can.
Do they like
breaking the
flinch
eerie
and like
silence.
grab their ears as
They
he does
do
this?
briefly. You can see the creatures up there kind of do this.
I like this mental image of Gorik like closing the door and like starting to gesture like, and then just
You
Well-
scream a bloody scream as loud as you can. You begin sprinting down the hallway out of here. You see the creatures up above kind of flinch like this, and just in your heads, you just hear "Do not resist." And you can see as you race towards the door leading to the antechamber out of here, coming up towards you and down from some stairs are fox-like creatures larger than the ones that you saw going down with the key rings. These ones holding minor staves in one hand. There are 3 of them, and they are dressed in red and black robes.
You said there's 3?
Yes.
Okay. How bunched up would you say they are?
They're just kind of rounding a corner from the staircase down, so they're kind of like right next to each other. And so I guess in 5th edition rules that makes them 15 feet, right? Because each creature takes up 5 feet.
Quartz is going to pull out his Philosopher's Stone and fireball them. So that's 6 charges.
Okay, 6 charges of a fireball. You cast a spell. I guess this works. You cast a fireball against them, and it comes racing out of the stone. A brilliance of fire just erupts around them.
Is fireball just? Is it when I cast a spell from the stone? Is it at a specific level, just like
It's
the
at
normal level?
It's at the base level of the spell. So if
Okay.
it's a 2nd level spell, let's say, it comes out at 2nd level, unless you up it with charges.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, you can up any spell level with with charges.
You can only up certain spells and with the Philosopher's Stone. I think it was regeneration and
Yeah, regenerative stuff you mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to fireball them. So
All right.
they make
please
dex
roll me
saves.
some damage.
Against 30 damage.
30 damage. These guys.
A lot better than 10.
They make an 18 and a 17.
There's a third one, right?
And a third one, correct. Oops. We have... and a 12.
2 passes and 1 fail.
2 passes and 1 fail. Absolutely. So the 1 fail takes 30 points of damage, and the other 2 take 15. As I believe we are in combat.
So initiative.
Initiative order, please, everyone. All right, we get a 15 from Gorik.
That's 14 for Gorik, technically.
That's a 14 from Gorik. A 3 from Lud.
Do you want the skeletons on just my initiative?
Yes, I would like the skeletons on your initiative.
Sounds good.
Absolutely. Janlar with an 11. Quartz with a 19.
Yep.
Very good. And that gives me, I guess, Hugh and Rose. Initiative. 15 for Hugh. Rose with an initiative of 15.
Nice.
All right. Now we have
Sound very well.
Arcanaloths. I like calling them that, but that's not what they are, sadly.
I mean, I would hope so, because I don't want to die that fast.
They are going to go at 18.
Okay.
All right. So the first move after you release the fireball from your stone is you again, Quartz, as you are quick on your feet to react.
All right. I am going to twin spell blindness/deafness, and I'm going to target the 2 healthiest of the things, the ones that passed on the save.
It's a Constitution save, correct?
I believe so.
Yes.
Let's say it's con.
Okay. So the first one passes with a 19, and the second passes with a 21 as you twin spell your blindness, deafness at them.
It's minus
the next to go are these creatures. Is your turn over?
Yes.
Okay.
So I got.
The first thing that they will do is they are going to. The first will raise its staff out. And it is going to roll a die to see which one of you. There is now so many of you. Lud,
Yeah.
Hugh,
So 5
Rose,
or 6 for the party.
6 for the party, and an Algernon,
yeah.
and some
7.
skeletons.
Oh, 9 or 10.
So it rolls at Rose, and it raises its magic staff in the air and speaks out in its strange fox-like tongue, commanding a spell out. Rose will make a saving throw. With a 19 and pass it. So Rose is unaffected. The fox then realizes that it's close to its buddies, and it uses its movement to spread itself out away from them, getting to the far side of the hallway, facing you. The second fox looks out across at you, and it chooses Blood. And it has a fun little spell. It also is going to do the same thing, actually. It wants to stop you guys from having so many turns. Raises its staff, calls out a magic incantation. Please make me a wisdom saving throw.
For the record,
19.
as soon as it starts calling out an incantation, now that we're at this point, Gorik is actually going to shh.
Nice. Your shushing goes ineffectively, but Lud, you shake off this pool of magic on your body, and you are able to break free whatever hold it has. It too spreads itself away so that the three of them are one on each side of this antechamber and one directly in front of you. The third one marches forward, and it will choose a target. It chooses Quartz. And it is going to cast, it's gonna get some damage in this turn, it seems like.
Okay.
It raises its staff and slings it out to you, casting an incantation, and a beam of eldritch light laces forth from it, striking out at you.
So that's an attack roll, right?
Yes. With a 21 to hit. Alrighty. Please take... Actually, I forgot the damage of this.
If it's Eldritch Blast, I think it's 2d10.
Yes.
If they're level 5, it's 2d10.
Yeah, and there's like something, or isn't it like
there's,
2d8, and then you can
two-
get like the improved Eldritch Blast, which makes it d10?
I think he gets 2 blasts if he's level 5. I don't know.
No, it's
You take 13 points of damage.
Okay.
As it laces out to you, striking you, and it propels you backwards, or at least it tries to with the force of it. Please make me a strength saving throw.
Oh, I'm great at those. 12?
A 12 fails. You are pushed back 10 feet and fall prone on the ground from the force of his spell as they continue to walk towards you, closing just some distance with the group. That brings us to the tie of Rose and Hugh. Hugh is going to go first with his amazing dex. Hugh whips out his rapier of wounding, races towards the most injured of the Archon, the one hit with the fireball. And Hugh is going to attack with the combination of Esteban and his rapier of wounding. So he will roll to hit with a 23, striking the creature for an additional 18 points of damage. And then Esteban flies out and strikes as well for a 17, which will do a 5 points of damage to it. Excellent. Rose, as a 15, is going to transform into a bear. A big black bear. And will attempt to attack. I believe she can do this as a bonus action. No, right? It's her action.
I don't think she has
I think it's an
'cause she's
action.
the circle of not the moon. Okay, so she turns into a big black bear, and she races forward to one of the Arcanoloths to kind of like tank some of their action. Alrighty, that is their turn, which brings us to Gorik. What do you do?
How spread out have they succeeded in getting from one another?
We'll say that this antechamber is about 30 feet across, so from one to the other is about 30 feet. There's one in the middle, so they're about 15 feet from any two, and 30 feet from the farthest two.
So there's 30 feet from. So if they're A, B,
They're
C in a
still
line,
reading
A
the
and C are
fireballs,
30
that's what
feet.
you're wondering.
Correct.
I could still get a 20-foot radius sphere centered on them. Then is what you're saying?
You get a 20-foot sphere centered on 2 of them. The
20-foot radius sphere, so it'd be a 40-foot diameter.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I would like all 3 of them to make a charisma saving throw as Goric casts Calm Emotions and attempts to make them non-hostile towards us.
Does that work?
Yeah. You can make a target indifferent about creatures of your choice that it is hostile toward. The indifference ends if the target is attacked or harmed by a spell, or if it witnesses any of its friends being harmed. So unless somebody else attacks after I do it, I can make them indifferent, and we can just walk out the door.
Okay. That is a crit success.
That one doesn't work.
That one is a 19.
That one doesn't work either.
And that one is a 21.
Well, fuck these guys. Goric tries.
Goric tries a very interesting strategy. I like it. Unfortunately, it doesn't work.
And then I don't think I have a bonus action that I can cast because that was a spell. So.
All right. So that is Goric's turn.
Goric will just say, "Your loss."
Your loss. That brings us to Janlar. What do you do?
Chandler is going to take out his wand of conjuration.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to cast conjure minor elementals.
Okay.
And cast or conjure 8 smoke mephits around whatever one of the creatures is not engaged with right now. So
okay.
I believe
Sounds
is engaged
good.
with one, and
yeah, so you cast the smoke methods around probably the center one.
Yeah.
Sounds good. 8 smoke methods indeed. Excellent. Do you have the smoke methods stat block in front of you?
yeah, I've got it in front of me.
Alrighty. They've been conjured this turn. Do they have summoning sickness? I don't believe
Sorry, I
they
said
do.
smoke. I meant steam. I apologize.
Okay, steam methods.
I
You
steam
had
as
some steam methods die last time you summoned them. So you attempt to summon 8, but I believe 3 of them died last time. So only 5 come forth from the wand.
Okay.
You have 5 steam methods that you recast out in front of this third one. I don't believe we told you they had summoning sickness, so go ahead and make some attacks for them.
Okay. I'm just gonna have them all attack normally instead of using their steam breath.
Okay.
So sorry. +2 to hit. 5. 2. So those all
So we have a 13, a 6, a 19, a 3, and 8. So we have 2 hits.
Those are all +2, so it's 15.
Yeah, we have 2
Yeah,
hits.
yeah.
Yep.
Perfect. Which is, let me make sure. I think they were both, D4 slashing and D4 fire. So I don't know if that matters.
For this fight, no. You can
Okay.
just roll all that damage together.
So that's, you said 2 hits or 1
2
hit?
hits. Yep.
2,
The 15 and the 21.
44 then. And then I think it's plus. It might be plus something. Let me make sure that there's a plus. No, so it's 44.
44. All right, perfect. 12 points of damage as your steam methods claw into the centermost fox creature. It takes 12 points of damage and lets loose a howl inside of the large library here. Excellent. That is your turn, Lud. It is now come to you. What do you do?
Okay, Lud calls out, "Fire the archers!" And then he'll take out a little match from his satchel and strike it on his palm, and then it will produce kind of a flame, and he'll cast firebolt.
Okay.
The attacks will go towards the one that just got methited.
Okay, excellent. The centermost one that has been methoted takes some firebolts.
And there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, the 16, the 17, and the 14 all hit.
Okay. And there is 1. There's 2.
Oh, you want to click on the actual damage. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, whoops. Okay, so there's firebolt damage. Let me figure out how to...
So
click on the attack roll.
When you see the attack
I
roll in
think.
chat, you can click on the actual short bow. Like it says skeleton short bow underneath the 15. You
Yeah.
can click on that and it'll roll the damage.
I'm just going to roll it manually.
That works too. I'm a big fan of manual rolling.
Yep. All this weird technology.
Yeah.
What's going on here?
Alrighty, so you did 10 firebolt damage and 12 short bow damage for 22 damage to the fox creature. It snarls and howls. You see blood streaming from its wounds. It seems to be bloodied and quite angry. Excellent. That brings us to Quartz at the top of the round.
Right.
You've been
It's time
knocked
to-
prone by the blast, but you stand up.
Yep.
What do you do?
Time to move forward a little bit. So I use up
Alright.
some of my movement to get up, the rest to move a little ways forward, and then I'm going to witch bolt 2 of them. I want
Okay.
to target one of the ones that's bloodied with this.
Okay, absolutely.
All right, so first hit is a 17 and a 14.
Those will both hit.
Okay, so that's 3d12. So the bloodied one takes 31 points of damage,
Jesus!
and the other
Alright.
one takes also 31 points of damage.
Whoa! Alright, both of them are looking the worse for the wear, but neither of them fall in battle. Excellently done.
Okay.
They are now tethered
that's
to your
the last
staff
of
through
mine.
the electric current.
Yeah, that's my 3rd level spell, and that's my sorcery points. Okay, and that's my turn.
All right. Seeing that the tide of the battle has turned, not the Arcanalots. I like calling them that, but that's not what they are. The creature takes out one of his necklaces from deep inside his red robe and pulls forth a bell. And the middlemost creature chimes this bell by striking his staff upon it. A loud ringing just rings out. Ring! Across the plain, and the entirety of the battlefield is steeped in utter silence as the bell continues to ring, but its ring causes silence after that initial sound strikes forth. That is his action. The other two are going to probably cast some more spells. This one here that is attacking is being attacked by Hugh, will raise its staff and strike it into the ground, causing the energy from it to strike out in a wave at him. Hugh will attempt to disregard its effects with a dexterity save. Which he successfully does. Hugh's feeling good about life right now. The other one is being attacked by the big bear form of your druid companion, and he will point his staff at her and once again make an arcane gesture. The bear saves with Rose's mental capacity, so this is fine.
Assume the spell that he's casting doesn't have a verbal component.
These creatures do not need verbal components to cast spells, as they have perfect telepathy and are trained in doing such. When they speak, you are now realizing that you both hear what they say if they intone it out loud, but you always hear it in your head. They have a companion telepathy, and you can hear their arcane magics going through the airwaves that way. Rose has failed and is bound by the arcane magic of their staff, and is frozen in place. So that is their turn. This brings us to Rose and Hugh. Rose will resave at the end of her turn. And she's back in the business, but she loses her turn. That brings us to Hugh. Hugh doesn't need to do anything. He shouts aggressively into the silence. Sadly, it absorbs his ability to speak, but he will strike out with his rapier of wounding, striking the creature, and using his bonus action, he will take not only the damage there, but an additional 2d6. He's hit it twice. An additional 10 points of bleed upon the creature. Not killing it, but setting it up for Esteban. No, Esteban Montague Garcia IV is unable to finish the creature. So that is Hugh and Rose, which brings us to Goric.
All right.
You are in the silence of the spell. What do you do?
At least 2 of these things walked up to each other so that they could gong the bell the other one was holding, right?
No. The one pulled the bell out and struck it with his staff.
Oh, okay. I thought one pulled the bell out and then a second one struck it with the staff.
No.
I will approach the nearest one.
Okay.
I will just calmly walk up, and wordlessly Gorik's mortal coil shrugs off, and I use my action to activate my necrotic shroud.
Ooh, very nice.
I can get close enough to be within 10 feet of him, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
The others aren't within 10 feet of me, right?
No.
All right. I would like him to make a charisma save.
Okay.
Against fear from me.
16.
All right. He passes that one,
Okay.
which is fine. Because as part of my move action, as I'm walking, I'm going to draw out the horror staff, and if he's not scared of me, maybe he'll be scared of this!
You whip out the staff. Everyone who can see this happening.
I was going to say, which the party might, know that Goric is carrying it and have, a split second.
I don't think you or gave anyone any warning that the terrifying effigy was coming out.
I can't give them any other kind of warning, and if I do, then their telepathy might pick it up, so...
Yeah. Alright, so the staff is revealed. He will save intelligence, which is actually their best stat.
Probably,
We have to look at it to be affected,
22.
right?
You have to look at it to be affected. But you all who have failed it in the past, as soon as it is revealed, are instantly drawn to look upon its horror again. It's like it just pulls your eyes to it.
Does that include Goric, who's the one who pulled it out and is deliberately looking away when he unveils it? That sucks.
As you have failed before, you just feel the magic of the staff pull your gaze back to it against your will.
Do I have to look at it, or should I roll to see if I'm...
You didn't look at it. You are currently casting Mephit spells. Highs or lows, Dan?
Highs.
You don't look at it. You are not. And you were a wasp during the time that this came out before, so you don't have the magical pool.
I'm probably getting ready to pull the wasp out of my backpack right now.
Quartz, you didn't look. You did look
passed.
at it. And you
I
passed.
succeeded.
Yeah, so you need to save again against it.
So we don't even.
I'm not pulled back, right? So it depends on if I look at it, because it was people who failed.
Right.
Right.
Highs or lows, Quartz?
Highs.
You don't look at it either. You're good.
All right. And those of us who did look at it, we don't get a save or anything this time. It just automatically.
You are drawn to look at it. You must save against its power.
Oh, we have to save.
Rather than taking 2 saves not to look, and you look at it and then you save against its power.
And it's intelligence still,
It's a DC 18 intelligence saving throw.
I can't make a wisdom save to avoid looking at it?
No, you are magically drawn to it by its
What about Lud?
effect.
Is Lud looking at it?
Lud failed. Yeah, Lud failed hard.
Lud looks at it.
Oh wait, he does have the chance to not look, doesn't he?
I suppose so. Would you like highs or lows, Lud? Lud looks. Lud just looks. It's his thing. All right.
Oh man, you whip something out.
Lud's like, I want to see whatever he's whipping out. All right. So the Arcanoloth passes. I'm going to give the other 2 an attempt to fail. That's a pass. That's okay. So the Arcanoloths all pass.
So Goric fails.
Goric
to frighten
disables most of the party.
Yeah.
Yes.
Goric fails to frighten it and then stuns himself with the staff.
So Goric is stunned by the staff.
Goric is just fantastically bad this combat.
Yeah, this is going really well.
Lud is stunned by the staff.
All because I don't have an uncommon magic item.
Janlar and Quartz don't look at it. Rose.
Rose, I don't think
will have to
can look
save
at it, can
against
she?
it.
Yeah, Rose is a bear.
She passed her save against the stun at the end of her turn, and Gorik's turn
forgot
came
about that.
after that, so she's gonna have to save against intelligence.
She's a bear.
She is a bear, but she uses
has
Rose's intelligence in her druid form.
Bear with the silken braid.
Rose passes. Rose is doing
passes.
good. Hugh is gonna save against it.
I imagine skeletons.
Hugh passes. So the only people that fail are Lud and Goric, and everyone else is immune to the staff at the moment.
I just love the idea of Gork being like,
Goric like unveils it and turns his head like he's like, haha, and then he's just like, what?
Alrighty, so that is your turn, Goric.
Yeah, what a turn.
Brings us to Janlar. Janlar, you did not look at the staff, and you are free to move. You must... If you do anything that requires sight, you either need to save against the sight of the staff or do it with kind of like disadvantage as you're trying your best to stay away from looking at it and meet its gaze.
Okay. First off, my Mephits are going to attack the middle one.
Oh, did the Mephits get stunned by the staff?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Do they?
Hold on.
They
I
are
need to
not.
look up
They're
Mephits.
not immune to charm, so there's
They're
no
not
reason.
immune to charm.
are they immune to fear?
Fear is different from charm.
Their only condition immunity is poison.
Okay, so I need to see how intelligent they are.
They have 11 intelligence.
They are going to have to save against this, yes.
All 5 steam methods just like drop to the ground, terrified.
So they get 5 d20s, and it's got to be an 18, right?
It's got to be an 18.
Oh my god.
I just want to see all the steam methods fly into a convenient window like birds after getting
One passes.
One of the steam methods shakes it off. The others turn and see this horrible effigy, and just you can see terror overtake the faces of the Mephits.
Oh, this is amazing.
So the one continues to attack then.
Yes.
With his +2. I think +2. 2 to hit. 14.
14 does hit.
Okay. And he rolls 2d4. 3 damage.
3 damage. And this is this one here.
The bloodied middle one that banged the bell.
The banged the bell. Yep. All right. He takes 3 damage.
And is he still up?
Oh yeah, the middle one's definitely still up.
But that's the one that Gork ran up to try to like show off the statue to, right?
He ran up to what he said was the closest one, so I put him on
right?
this one on the left.
Oh.
What's the one on the left?
There's a
Wait,
left
we
and
don't-
right in the middle.
Okay. I was gonna say we don't have a battle map.
I was gonna say that the way you were saying that, I was like, is there a map? I'm supposed to
Yeah.
There's- They split
I don't-
across. There's 3 of them.
That
They
makes
split
sense.
across the entirety of the room. So for
I don't.
purposes,
I have
of-
2 things tethered with my witch bolts, and I only know what one of them is.
Okay, so then I'm gonna try to target the far side one that he is not at next to, and try to target it with the B.
With the bee.
Yeah.
Okay. You pick up the bee. You hear the buzzing in your head. You give it a target. Make a DC 15 Wisdom saving throw, please.
I like this magic item.
I might have to put this in a game.
You are now a wasp.
Are there so just so I know what to do as a wasp, are there any sources of food or light around me?
Yeah, are there any picnics taking place?
There are no picnics taking place.
There are
gotta
candles
imagine
already,
there
right?
are candles sitting on these little tables, right?
Is it? You said we've come out further, right? There's no like windows up high out with the light shine.
the tower goes straight up as far as you can see, and up at the very top there is like a window, like an
Do
opening.
we watch
to get the
Janlar
highest-
jump and like flap his arms trying to fly up to the
Continuously
ceiling?
Then try to jump and like flap his wings and whole body to try to fly, as if he's trying to get up through this like out.
Oh, this
So
is like that one
Janlar as a
episode.
wasp begins jumping and fluttering, trying to get up there, but the wasp in your bag rips its way out once again, causing yet another hole in your bag, and just drills itself right into the forehead of the creature that you targeted on the far end there, and it dies. There is no amount of heavy damage. There's no amount of damage that this thing can do that won't kill it. So, there you go.
Was that one of the ones I had tethered or no?
That is one of the ones you had tethered, yes.
Okay.
And that is Janlar's turn. Janlar, I'm going to make a note, is a wasp. Okay. So that brings us to Lud. Lud, you stand in horror as you stare upon the effigy in Gorik's hands. Your turn passes. Please make a DC 18 intelligence saving throw.
Okay. What do you want to do with the skeletons?
The skeletons...
Look at
I
that.
asked
How intelligent are the
semi-independently,
skeletons, and are they immune to fear?
I
think they're mindless, aren't they?
Actually.
No, they're just immune to exhaustion and poisons.
Yeah, so they can be feared.
And what is their intelligence?
6.
They...
Want me to roll for them?
No. 6 intelligence. They are too stupid to be afraid. It's just a stick.
6 int is crazy for a skeleton.
Yeah, so the skeletons are going to take your very last command and do it again. So you said fire the arrows, they're going to shoot some more arrows.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe I passed my intelligence save.
Yes, you did. So, but you don't get to act this turn. That happens at the end of your turn.
Yeah.
But the 21 and the 15 will both hit.
Okay. And they are going to take
5
damage.
points of damage. All right. And one of the tethered ones, or the one in the middle?
the Mephit one.
The
That's
Mephit
how
one.
I'm locating things.
Okay.
Just-
Seems perfect.
Okay.
And you shake off your fear from the staff at the end of your turn. Next turn, you will no longer be stunned.
Sick.
Alrighty, excellent. That brings us to Quartz at the top of the round. Same rules apply as with Janlar. If you use your sight to do anything, you must do it at disadvantage to avoid looking in the direction of the staff.
Okay. What is the other creature that I have tethered with my thing? Is it the one in the middle with the bell or the one on the left?
The one on the left.
Okay. Oh, this seems really fun. As a question, do you have to look at what you command the creatures you create with the animate objects to attack, or can you just issue the command? Like, attack the middle fox thing. Would they understand that command? Or I guess now
imagine
attack the right
I mean,
fox.
as long as the command is clear enough, I imagine they could carry it out. Yeah. So if you say attack the middle fox, I'm sure. they
Honestly,
can do
just
that.
have them attack whatever's in there, and if they kill the Mephits blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I can issue commands to do it, and I can do up to 10 tiny objects. Would the candles count as tiny objects?
Yeah, that sure would.
Okay, so I could just make like flying candles that like stab themselves into the fox and like try to burn it.
Yes, you can try this.
Okay, I'm gonna use how many charges does this take again? Only 5. Yeah, that's less than the fireball was. Okay, we're gonna make 10 flying candles, I guess.
All right, you command the candles to rise up. The Philosopher's Stone beats red as you consume more charges. The candles rise up and begin flying forward, attacking at the center fox.
Each of these rolls at +8 to hit.
Okay.
So, what? It's 14 AC, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's gonna be 10d20 with
6 or better.
6 or better hits. Yeah.
Okay,
1,
so I
2,
think
3.
they all hit. Or no,
Everything
one
but
missed.
one. Yeah.
Everything
one
but one hits, but it gets there's a crit in there too.
Okay, so that's 10d4 plus 36.
Holy shit.
Animate objects. Is one of those.
Oh, that's 10d20. So let's try that again.
So good.
What? Yeah, 10 objects.
Oh no! I thought that you rolled damage again. My brain.
No.
Yeah.
10d4 plus 36. Oh, yeah, that needs to be rolled.
That does need to be
dummy.
rolled.
It was
Alright.
it was after this day that they renamed the
60 damage to the middle one.
Candle Keep and
60
moved to the
damage.
Forgotten Realms.
We're just tossing like sharp projectile objects at these guys.
I like
is
to
that-
imagine I command
this-
all the things, and they just like fly and slowly pin cushion the
Is that John, is that including your crit? Do you get one more d4?
No, it was 94, but plus the 1d is the crit.
Plus the 1d4 for the crit. Okay. Yeah.
So you are exactly 2 damage off of killing this one in the middle.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
So the Philosopher's Stone beats and creates the objects, and that is Quartz's turn.
They last for, let me see how many rounds.
So many rounds, too.
Also, my tether does wink out because I didn't use it this round.
It's concentration up to a minute for this, so 10 rounds.
All right. Beautiful.
Wow.
That is... That's hilarious. The foxes go next, and the foxes have had enough of this shit. So they're gonna cast themselves a spell. The one in the middle sticks its fingers out and creates this ray. Let's see here. No, it's like a small bit of lightning, but it isn't electrical. It's like sickly and yellow and wrong, and it strikes out at. It strikes out at Quartz. He's going to return fire. And you need to just...
Is this the one with the candles?
Yes. Yes. He's
surrounded by steam methods, and I'm just wondering, can he fail somatic components from having so many like things cushioning him?
Got a few arrows in him.
He's very dead, but he's good here.
Okay.
Okay.
What's my save?
So
Or is it
you
just an
are
attack
going
roll?
to make a dexterity saving throw,
Okay.
please.
Let me see. I might have proficiency with that. No, so it's just +3. 15. I don't know if that's a pass or not.
15 is a fail. They have a 16 saving throw. So you are going to take 10d8.
I might die here.
That's a lot.
If I take 30,
That is
39.
59 points of
I'm dead.
damage. This then laces out to up to 3 times to an object or creature within 30 feet of the other one. So I think everyone is within 30 feet of Quartz.
It could
at this
hit
point.
allies too, so factor in the other ally.
Yes.
And I think it can also hit the one who cast it.
It will go towards 2, 3, 4. It will go towards.
Do the methods and candles count as targets for this? Could it?
Yes. Okay. Actually, I need a bigger die then. Yes.
Okay, so let me do some math here for you, Greg. There are 9 of us left in the party.
There are 9 in the party. There are 8 candles and there are 5 methods. I've got it.
Okay. 10 candles. Oh wait, no, the candles all wink out because I died. Like I'm just dead.
Oh, okay. So the candles are
concentration
gone.
ends.
So we just have mephits.
No, like I'm dead. I'm not even unconscious. I'm dead. I'm dead.
Ooh. Okay. That leaves 5 and 9. I still need 2 dice actually. Forgot about the mephits.
Chandler has died one. What is going on?
Okay, so the next one actually does go to a mephit. I need a dexterity save versus 10d8 damage to the mephit.
Dexterity save.
Yes.
You know what's great is this mephit's gonna blow up here and then kill this guy.
So there's 41 points of damage, or
Can we
half
even
that on
survive
a
that?
successful save.
It fails. It dies.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
It death bursts.
It death bursts. This
for
guy,
a
does he
D8
save
damage.
versus the death burst?
No, I don't believe so.
I
Okay,
think it just does.
No, it is a
in-
10. No, it is a dex.
that's what
save
I thought.
10.
for half.
For all of it, I think.
All of it, yeah.
Okay,
It's only a 10.
No, it fails. So
it dies.
it
kills
dies
itself
from the
with its own-
damage. The
Couldn't
spell.
it survive? It only does 8 damage.
It cannot.
It had 2
survive.
HP.
It
Yeah,
cannot
he had
survive.
2 HP.
But it's
Yeah.
only 1d8, so it could do 1 damage.
Oh,
you didn't-
okay,
I thought you
okay.
rolled 6.
No.
Nope, there it is. It's dead. Okay.
Didn't roll anything. What are we talking about?
So, Greg,
Roll it.
Goric moved
That's a
up
D8.
to be
It's a d8.
within,
Doesn't matter. Fuck it.
within 10 feet of that fox. That just died.
Got it.
All right.
am
There's
I-
still one more bounce of this. I think
Yeah.
you're still in range here. Yeah.
Am I in range of this death burst when it goes off too, or no?
No, you're because
You're on a different one.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
good.
Oh, okay, all right.
You're
that's
not
right,
in
I
range
was
of
on
the
the
death
left.
burst. The only
That's
things
right.
in range of the death burst are actually candles and
other steam methods.
steam mephits.
Who are probably immune to the.
We're
damage.
probably immune to the death burst.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's something anyway.
The last bit of this, as his dying breath goes to... That would be a redo on Quartz, so that's not an available option. So this one goes to...
Just giblets Quartz's dead body.
Yeah, it just kills Quartz even more.
It just blows his body to pieces.
Gorik's like, can I cast Revivify
This
on
one
these?
goes... This one actually goes to a skeleton. So...
Just sweep all the bits of Quartz into a
I
pile.
like to imagine that Revivify, like you just see Quartz's bloody chunks come back together and
So
form
can the
into a human
skeleton
body.
survive half of 47?
Nope.
Okay, skeleton's dead. And that is the first Arcanoloth's turn. The second Arcanoloth is...
Does the same thing.
Why wouldn't he? If that was the spell they have, they might as well.
Yeah, that's the best spell they could have
Oh,
picked.
It is. It's their top. It's the best spell they have by far. He's going to use the witch bolty thing on Gorik right in front of him.
Oh, shit.
What kind
Is
of
this
save
Witch
is it?
Bolt or
It is an attack roll.
Okay.
Is
it has
no, this is
advantage.
Witch Bolt, not the dex save. This is a different spell.
So that is a 21 or
I
an
just-
18.
I was just say if I'm stunned, it has advantage because attack rolls against me have
Yes.
advantage.
Yes. The top roll is a 21, which I believe does hit you.
Yeah, it does.
And you will take 2d8 damage here. You take 8 points of damage.
It's
from
D12
this
for Witch
strike.
Bolt.
I believe I rolled d8 previously.
Are you casting like a different spell? Because if it's Witch Bolt, it's D12 per spell level.
No, it's not Witch Bolt. We're good.
Okay,
We're
you said
good.
the Witch
It's
Bolty
Ds.
thing, so I
Yeah,
thought
that's what we were
doing.
calling it last time, so that's what I left it with. So you take 8 points of damage, and that is its turn. Which brings us to Rose and Hugh. Hugh is still stuck and terrified. So he's gonna
Hugh
save.
passed.
Hugh passed?
No.
Rose
Yeah, he passed with
I
the
thought.
20. Hugh passed with the 20
Hugh
on his
passed
save.
with
Hugh
20.
rolled,
He's not
you rolled a
terrified.
natural 20, yeah.
All right. Hugh is good. Hugh is going to strike
And I think
with his
Rose
rapier.
passed as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it was only Gorik and...
He misses.
Blood.
Esteban attacks. Esteban hits. Esteban does 5 damage. Esteban doesn't quite kill. Rose in bear form comes racing over, and she will attack. I lost track of her black bear here for a moment. She will attack twice at +3. She attacks with a 19 to hit and an 18. She is definitely killing this thing.
Did you memorize?
13, yes. The bear murders this last fox creature, and it dies.
Gorik, did you memorize Revivify, or should I start planning out my next character?
it's a domain spell for Gorik.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's a domain spell for me.
So, as this last creature dies, you just hear a howl of rage from all along this tower. It just emanates in your mind, just this horrible howl. So, those of you who are still alive and not frozen in terror, you are free to try to run here if you want.
Gorik passes his save on his next turn, so I'm only stunned for one more round after combat.
With a 16?
I get +2. I wasn't typing it. I was just
Okay.
using the die roller. So
Okay, yeah. So, yes, you would save after one more round. What do you guys do as combat ends? And there you have a dead Quartz on the ground, and there's Gorik still holding his staff.
So
What's the plan?
Lud knows that he's got like a bunch of stuff on his body, so he's going to, and that he can just use his body and turn him into a zombie later. So he's going to shove Sean's body into a bag of holding, and then go.
All right, Lud,
Get gone.
you shove Quartz into the bag of holding and take off.
I assume that's going to take more than 6 seconds for him to do.
Yeah, I think I'm also
It
like
probably
looking
takes
at
one
Gorik.
round to interact with an object, and seeing as quartz is now an object, I think he does that. He shoves him into a bag of holding.
All right, Gorik is going to be like, no, get him out of the I need the body. Get him out of the...
Let's go outside first.
There's no time.
Gorik,
The howls pick up once again.
Yeah, Janlar's running.
Gorik just spills his body on the floor and leaves.
The foxes above begin racing. You can see them leave the tops of the tower, and they begin racing down the stairwells, trying to.
Can
to
Janlar
get to
cast
you.
grease at the bottom of whatever stairwell is getting into this area?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Janlar will do that.
Janlar, you cast grease at the bottom of one of the stairs. There are 2 of them. So the one closest to you, near the first exit, you cast grease upon. As you could just see these fox creatures begin pouring into the stairwells, racing down to you.
Gorik's going to hurl the terror staff towards the bottom of the other staircase in the hopes that maybe some of them will like see it and get stunned as they come down the stairs.
Okay.
And then as soon as Quartz's body spills out of the sack, I'm going to pull out a diamond and revivify Quartz.
All right.
This time you just like punch it into his chest.
Yeah, no, I straight up just like drive it into your like.
All right, so that's 3-4 rounds of actions taken.
I was gonna say, I have to wait for Lud to get him out, and then I imagine I can just chuck the staff as like that's not really.
So as you slam that diamond into his chest and you cast your revivify, at exactly that moment, the 6 of you are up and alive. Quartz, your eyes roll back into your vision. You've passed beyond the veil back into the world. As you do so, you see these fox creatures racing down the tower. They are like within shouting distance of you, and are a round away from hitting the grease and the tower.
I'm exhausted, right? So I'm gonna climb onto Rose's back because she's in bear form.
Right.
And ride Rose out of the
think
tower.
Didn't they all take off? Didn't they leave me in?
I think Janlar's
running. He's gone.
Yeah. And then
Yes,
nobody else
I think
specified running.
Lud like gets to the door and then he like back at the fox's body and he tries to mage hand the bell off of his body. That he ran.
Okay, absolutely. You grab the bell and it comes back to you. That is a round of action there. So you are all sitting in the middle of this when these fox creatures begin pouring into the antechamber.
I was gonna say the moment I revive Quartz, Gorik's just gonna pull him to his feet and be like, "Come on, we have to go now."
Yeah, and Quartz is like climbing on Rose's back, and I imagine that's when we're running because there's nothing else to stay for after that.
Yeah.
All right. Since you have taken 5 rounds and I rolled for 5 rounds, you put up some traps to give you a chance to escape. I'm gonna have you have a roll off. I'm gonna have Rose is carrying Quartz. Janlar's already gone. Lud, you stuck around, so you're gonna be doing yourself, and Gorik, I believe you're doing yourself. I want athletics or acrobatics, whichever is your preferred one. In contest with these creatures.
Oh, the Mephits would still be there, so I would have them attack anything that comes down the stairs.
All right, I will add.
Just to slow them down.
Sounds
What am I
good.
rolling here exactly?
Athletics or acrobatics, whichever is your strongest.
Okay, should I just defer to Rose on that?
You're rosing it. You're getting the rose treatment.
Yeah, I think bears are. Oh shit, I don't remember what bears are.
I got it in here. I had the page thumbed and then I lost it.
I think Gorik only took 2 actions, right? Like wait for Lud to dump the body and then revivify on the body and then start running.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's +4 for the bear.
Yeah, it really depends on the sequence of events.
Yeah.
Black bear has 15 strength.
It's a black bear. +2 for that athletics check.
Yep.
It's only
I got it.
skills.
I got it. Rose with a 17, racing off. Lud with a 12. Gorik an 11. All right, these things. A natural 1, a natural 4, and an 11 for the first 3 through. The 3 on the other side roll a natural 5, a 7, and an 8. You guys book it out of the chamber as fast as your bear can carry you, and you make it out of the tower itself. As you do, and you pass through the door, you hear, like, you can feel like a magic kind of barrier as you pass through it, and then just like alarms and bells and screams just pass behind you as you've passed through the door with the items of the tower, but you keep running into the desert as far as you can make it, and you keep running, and eventually you look behind you and the tower has vanished. And you are just merely out in the desert once more, having escaped with your lives and your friends.
We did it, guys.
It only took us many years.
I
It
look
took
at
you many years.
I
It took
look
me
at-
about 2 days.
Quartz and Janlar, and I'm like, you guys are getting very expensive. As I mark off another diamond off my sheet.
Couldn't you
This
have
is what
used
I
the
thought when I was
Philosopher's Stone for
identifying
this?
ship for us early in the campaign.
Couldn't you have just used the Philosopher's Stone, Goric?
I think technically I can, and it would only take one charge because
Yeah,
one charge per component ignored.
Correct.
which
But-
is the only component you need to ignore.
Right. Yeah, but I don't know. It seems a little like, oh yeah, I'll just use one charge. Also, Goric is being hesitant about using the stone too much.
That's a good call.
We haven't learned how to recharge it yet, but
Yeah.
How to
a bunch
recharge
of-
it, or what the charges that we're accruing do. So Goric is kind of treating his stone as though it's like a emergency use type of thing.
Mhm. That was kind of where I was at. The animate objects
Yeah.
seemed like a good idea given the situation. Oh man, 2 damage off. That's unfortunate.
It was very close. Yeah, it was very
That could have been
close.
so much smoother with
Yeah.
that. I would have taken a staff with us when we left too.
oh, we would have had so much. But
Yeah.
I think we need to keep getting away from this thing, right?
Yeah. I think we're gonna be traveling for a while, probably until like sundown, because we did this in the morning, relatively. I think.
Who knows? I do it.
Oh, that's true. We like got there during the day and then slept, so we get out at whatever time we get out.
You get out, and it is like midday. right?
Okay. Yeah, we're
And
probably gonna travel till sundown then, right?
the-
At least we might even travel through the night for a
You
while.
travel for the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Rose will use her survival with Sambar. Oh, the natural 20. And lead you to a very nice cave, high on the cliffside, away from like where these ravines have been carved by sandworms. You don't know if the 2 sandworms that you killed are all that exist or not, and you decide that you'll stay up in the cave for some time. Where you can collect yourselves and have a nice long rest. As you do so, there's a bit of bookkeeping that is very necessary for us to go over. I need to know how you are keeping your Philosopher's Stones. And the Absolution Stone.
have the Absolution Stone in my backpack and the Philosopher's Stone in my robe pocket.
Mhm.
I want to find a better permanent solution for the Absolution Stone, but like that's how we're carrying it right now.
Okay.
We don't have like a beast of burden or a cart, do we?
No, not
No.
here in the desert. You have
Poor
Hugh.
Gormac died in episode 5, so we haven't had it ever since.
Yeah, so right now that's how I'm keeping those.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jamnar really wants to ask for himself to carry the Abolitionist Stone, but he doesn't have the ability to carry it. So, I mean, I'm assuming the Mercury
It's pretty heavy, probably. Yeah.
carrying is probably pretty heavy.
Sure. We'll call it a pound. You have a stone in a glass case with some mercury. Right? It's a 1 pound object to carry.
Okay, Jamnar would ask to carry it then. If I have no idea if you'd say yes or no, but
Quartz is pretty reluctant. I don't think he really wants other people carrying it because he doesn't trust the Absolution Stone, and Janlar was way too eager to take it.
There's the spooky wizards. Keep it
Yeah,
away.
like if Goric asked to hold on to it, I think he would give it to Goric because Goric kind of seems to understand the concern about this thing.
Yeah, I think Goric would probably want to do something with the Absolutionist Stone, if I'm allowed to take it. Where would I put this thing?
Maybe I could give it to Rose as well.
Maybe in my alms box. I have an alms box. I can put it in there.
So we have the thing wrapped in cloth inside of a glass case filled with mercury being put into an alms box.
Oh, we took the whole case full of mercury?
Oh yeah.
You
we
got a
pulled
glass
mercury.
jar and filled it with mercury that you found in the room, but you did
Okay.
not take the actual original container that was in.
Okay.
We'll offer to arcane lock the box if you guys want.
I mean, there are advantages and disadvantages to that plan.
I think it has like password or just designated individuals.
Oh, okay. In that case, then probably, yeah, that's not a bad idea.
All right. So,
Hold it.
Quartz, you take the stone out of your bag and handle it. Give it to Goric, who places it in its many trappings inside of his alms box. Whereupon Lud arcane locks it. I knew I'd make that mistake at some point. I'm sorry. Lud arcane locks the
Matt,
box.
you're an artist, right? I demand lewd Lud fan art now.
All right, it's coming.
So you lock this in the alms box and just place it into your bag along with the Philosopher's Stone.
Goric keeps his, like, I was thinking I would like wear it on like a chain or something, but there's not really actually a way to attach it to a chain, right? It's
You
like,
would have to
You could probably tie it.
have some kind of stonework, or like a jeweler or somebody could perhaps make a periapt out of it.
yeah.
But all you currently have is the like red Philosopher's Stone itself. So it's a stone about the size of the palm of your hand.
Okay. Goric probably just keeps his in his bag then,
Okay.
or a pocket or something, which seems a little like maybe a pouch. I'm sure I've got like a belt with pouches or something. I keep it slightly more secure than a pocket.
Okay.
I sit down at a movie theater and it falls out of
So
my pocket.
you have the alms box with the cloth and the mercury and the bottle and the stone in your bag, and you keep
Yep.
your Philosopher's Stone in a pouch separate.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is important bookkeeping, but was necessary. All right. Excellent.
Where does Quartz keep their Philosopher's Stone?
In my pocket.
Okay.
All right. Quartz, you used 11 charges of your stone.
Yes,
make sure that
I
you
have it
that
tracked,
down. It is important.
I made a new notepad, and I'm tracking how many charges I spent and the ways that I spent them.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, do we need to know how we've spent them?
No,
I'm just doing
I
that
just
because
know
I'm
the
many.
charges.
Yep,
Okay.
so
I
it's
just need
down
to know the
11.
charges.
Okay.
All right, so you are allowed to have a nice long rest here as you have escaped the Scrivener's Tower, loaded down with treasures beyond measure. Though you did lose a Staff of Terror, you did find a great many things along the way, and a new ally. We are pretty close to the end of the stream here, and I think this is probably the best possible breaking point. You guys cool with closing it up here? Or do we want to try to push through for another 10 minutes or something? Do you have something you
I gotta
want to
work
do?
It seems
before
like a
we
good
go?
place to stop.
All right, excellent. So, for your escapades in the tower, you're actually going to get a fair amount of experience.
Is it going to be 6,000? Because that might level me.
Do we have to split it with Rose and
No, just the people here.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
You are going to take home as a group collective 8,400 experience. So split 4 ways.
Is 2,100.
2100.
2,100 experience.
I leveled?
That levels me up.
Excellent. Some brand new levels.
16,275.
2,100 plus 94. I'm only a few thousand off, guys.
I want to see some HP rolls.
All right. Don't do me dirty,
11,513.
roll 20. Don't do me dirty. It'll do me dirty. Let's be real. Clerics get a D8, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Bop. It's a 3.
Plus your
It's
con.
not terrible.
Con is 2, so
It's a
5.
2.
5 more HP for Captain Mel. Janlar, you get 5 more HP as well. Very consistent. I like it. 5 more HP. So, Janlar, you are level 7?
Yes.
Pays to be one of the original cast members and not die along the way. So we have a level 6
I'll
Goric.
Yep, Goric.
that
Goric
works.
is now level
Alrighty.
6.
Any choices that you need help with or making along the way, or are we gonna just do that off stream?
No.
Cleric, Grave Domain. Let's see. Level 6. I get a second channel divinity. I get a new Divine Domain feature. And
Usually
I get
6 doesn't have like crazy new changes.
and I get one more 3rd level spell, so I now have all 3 of my 3rd level slots available.
Yeah. Usually 5 is the big level for most classes.
Yeah.
But you don't really make choices anymore after level 3.
Yeah, 5 I actually don't get, or 7 I actually don't get anything except for access to 4th level spells, which is a big deal, but...
I think I just got 4th level spells then, right?
And then,
And then level 7.
At level
Great.
7, yeah, I believe you should get 4th level spells.
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Ability score improvement, destroy undead. To my 6th level, Sentinel at Death's Door. At 6th level, you gain the ability to impede death's progress. As a reaction, when I or a creature I can see within 30 feet of me suffers a critical hit, I can negate the critical and turn it into a normal hit.
Ooh, very nice.
Any effects triggered by a critical hit are also canceled.
Ooh, very nice.
Can use this feature a number of times equal to my wisdom modifier, which for Goric is 4 times. Regain them all when I finish a long rest. So I can now negate critical hits against the party, which is something I wanted to do. I think when we were fighting the Twin Collie, when it crit Q, I was like, not high enough level yet. Sorry.
Well, very
Chandler
powerful.
should have saved Quartz from that death, but
It wouldn't have, because it wasn't a crit. It was just a failed save.
no, but I could have taken 20 of the damage away from you.
Oh. I think I was going to die unless... Because it was 35 damage, I think, to kill me, because I only had 12 HP left.
It only did like
39
or
damage to kill
49,
me.
right?
Yeah,
it would've
so
saved
normally I had to take 54 damage to die outright. It was going to be 39 damage, I think, to die. And it was a 59 damage hit.
So
you
20
had to take
HP would
21.
have stopped you from dying outright.
No, I only had
It
16
would have. I
is
would
all
still
I can
died.
do.
I would have had to lose 21
16
off
would
the
have got
damage.
you. Yep. All right.
so I feel better
Sounds
now.
good. So we've got some new levels. It seems like a good time. Matt, thank you for joining in. We're excited to have you back next week.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was a lot of fun.
We will see you all then. Everybody in chat, thanks for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day, night, week, whatever it is. I see you again. We'll
Shout
catch y'all
out to
next
Faye
time.
and Millman who aren't here this week. Bye.
Yeah, shout out to people who aren't here. Bye, everybody.
Bye.